And the winner is... Arctic Monkey!
That subscriber content, eh? That subscriber content, it just won't go away.
It might hibernate from time to time and sink back into the swamp. I think the cyclical nature of the universe in which it exists demands it adheres to some of its rules.
But it's always waiting there, just around the corner, ready to make its way into your ears and smash through the gated payment system, sounding better than ever.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Benefits such as getting ad-free episodes a week early with pre- and post-show chat relating to the monkeys, last Shadow Puppets episodes, bonus podcasts, watch-alongs, plus helping us improve our sound with better equipment and services.
Yeah, this podcast seems like it's fading away sometimes, but with subscribers, it will never die. Thank you very much for listening. We do truly appreciate it. Don't take that the wrong way.
Yeah, we'll invoice you for the subscription if we need to.
We're Arctic Monkeys. This is Don't Believe the Hype.
That rock and roll, eh? Ladies! That sound means it's the end of the round. Time for the bonus question. Cheers, dude.
That man just yawned.
What do we call it,
Don't Believe the Hype.
Hello and welcome once again to Don't Believe the Hype, and specifically to Series 4, Episode 13. Series 4 is the one, of course, in which we're dissecting and discussing the songs from the fourth album, Suck It and See, which we've finished, but luckily we've got one of the best runs of B-side. Maybe the best runs of B-sides. We'll find out at the end of it, because this is our last true run of B-sides now,
You
really.
can say that when we've got Justin on? They'll come Justin on in a few weeks. You can say it's the best
Well,
one of
we've got to say
B-sides. He might
something
come at
to
you with
disagree with.
he could come at you with a rusty nail.
Good.
Or one of his gators.
Let him it's gaydar.
His gators.
Gators, oh right.
Gaydar. He might have a good. He might have a good gaydar. I don't know. He might have a good gaydar.
No.
I don't know. I have a good
Doesn't affect
gaydar
me.
actually. I have a great gaydar.
Good. Well, I mean,
Anyway, hello.
We're not meant to. We're not
Happy
meant
New
to hear
Year!
you. Yes, every week we are dissecting a song from the Band of a Generation chronologically with me, Nick, and joining us. Call back to the pre-show chat there, which we'll tell you in a minute how you can get. He was just putting his lippy on. You wouldn't think so though, because you can't see it. I like it around the base. It's Dan. Hello, Dan. That's a blowjob joke there for you.
Yep, very
New
good.
Year.
Like
Happy
it,
New
I like
Year.
that. Happy New Year.
Happy New 2025.
Yes. What a year it has been so far in the 8 days.
Yeah, I can't believe Prince Charles died.
Yeah, so anyone that wasn't in the pre-show, we because of our schedule, we're recording this on the 13th of December. So
What's with Randa's King Day? Who just thought that?
Yeah, New Year. We can't talk about it because it hasn't happened. Not that anyone wants us to talk about it, really. Well, imagine if there was some big Arctic Monkeys news over the New Year period, and now we're going to have to just completely not mention it. Imagine if, like, the 3rd of... Well, because it was Alex's birthday 2 days ago, 6th of January. Was he 40? Please don't tell me he was 40.
No, I don't think
That'll
he
be
was. I
upsetting.
think he was
No, for 39, right? Can't be 40 yet,
double-
surely.
double check.
1987,
Double
that wouldn't make
check.
him. No, 1987 wouldn't make him. No,
Yes, he would
1986
be
it wasn't.
39.
Oh, thank God for that. I don't have to... When he turns 40, that really is at that point of your life where your idols are getting old, which means that you're getting old.
Especially because not long after, I'm going to have to turn 40.
What if Alex does like a Morrissey and he's like, oh yeah, that's true, you will, won't you? Yeah, that'll probably be... I'm glad we'll have wrapped up the car by the time you're 40, because then I can sort of cut you out of my life, because I'll be like 36 still at that point, so...
Yeah, oh God, yeah. Yeah, get me cut
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Can't be doing with that. But the yeah, what if he turns into like a Morris? What if in 20 years Alex is like a controversial Ian Brown Morrissey type? I don't think he will. I think he's too cool for that. But I don't think he's gonna come out with any strong right wing opinions. I can't imagine it. Do you know why? Because he didn't just sit sort of fester in some. You know what I mean? He's gone out and lived a life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Morrissey lives in America, to be fair on him, doesn't he? But where?
LA.
He lives in LA, and he's got
Yeah.
those opinions.
Really brings
Is
it
it-
down for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you see a MAGA hat in LA, it's really out of place. I don't know if
I'll
he's a
double
Trump fan,
check.
actually. Let's be fair. I don't.
He is. Yeah, of course he is.
He is, of course he is. Yeah, of course he is. So anyway, we are here it's a new year, and it's the new B-sides. The B-flat sides.
Yeah.
I was going to discuss That's Where You're Wrong briefly because you weren't here for it, but we'll discuss that because in this weird paradoxical world that we're in, we're going to be doing a watch-along that comes out on Christmas Day next week. So we may as well talk about That's Where You're Wrong at the start of that.
Yeah.
And hear your brief opinions on it, because I did have a slight controversial opinion in that of something that I don't like in that song, which is very rare. That actually it's actually something that makes me cringe.
It's unheard
The
of.
Arctic Monkeys. It's the one time Arctic Monkeys have ever made me cringe, and it's on my favorite album, which is upsetting. But
I'm gonna look and see.
There's a
if I
similar
can work
in
out
this
what
song
that
as
is.
well. Yeah, see if you could. I think you could work it out if you look at the lyrics. I think you'll know what makes me cringe. I think you'd fish it out quite easily, but we'll talk about it at the start of Tea in the Park, which we're recording next week, which you all have already heard. This is mental. What's going on? I don't know. It's 2024. It's 2025. It's the Blond-O-Sonic Shimmer Trap tonight, though.
It is. It is
You like this one?
indeed. I do. I do a lot. Yes.
Yeah, I do as well. Do you think it's
Cover
might
band's
be
going to be easy tonight.
the what?
Cover band feature is going to be easy tonight.
Yeah, another cop out, really, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of them. I think. Do you think it gets enough views? Do you think it's quite? You never hear anyone talking about it.
Well, it's
But it
vying
is a
with
great
Evil
song, isn't it?
Twin and You and I, isn't it? So
Yeah, but even as a B-side overall, do you know what I mean? Like not just in the Second Sea era, but I never really get brought up in good B-sides for Arctic Monkey conversations. But I would argue that it's pretty well up there as a song. It's pretty well done. As a
very
song.
good.
But we'll talk about it more. I assume we're without live clip.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
well, I know we
but
are.
there's some good
but, yeah,
there's some good live clips coming roaring back in a couple of weeks' time now. So
yeah.
we've still got some
Shall we
to
have
go.
a
We've got
shall we
some
listen to it?
videos. Let's have a listen. There we are. The Blond-O-Sonic Shimmer Trap itself.
It is a tune. It is a really good
Yes.
tune. It's one of those. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it when we get into it, but I can see why it's a B-side. But at the same time, I don't know where I put it in terms of quality, in terms of B-side over album track. I mean, we'll get into it when we discuss it, I guess. But it's one of them. It's difficult, actually. But do you want some information on it so that we can get into it?
Yeah.
The information action ratio, ain't that the place to go?
The Blond-O-Sonic Shimmer Trap. Sorry, I left it as That's Where You're Wrong, and it blew my mind. My brain just broke for a minute. I didn't change it in my notes. The Blond-O-Sonic Shimmer Trap is 3 minutes and 24 seconds long, with just 6.1 million streams on
Oh.
Spotify, which isn't the lowest of this era B-sides, but it's not certainly not the highest. It's not great, 6.1. So that's what I mean by it being a bit forgotten, I think. There's a lot of Suck It and See often is. But interestingly, the two B-sides on this release aren't credited to James Ford. They're credited to nobody. So I don't know whether the band just did them themselves, because that happened on Humbug, didn't it? That there was an EP that the band did themselves. It just doesn't say anything, it's just blank. And because there's no like information really out there for them, I'm assuming he either did them while they were doing the album, or I don't know. I think he'd be credited if he did them during the album, and it sounded like the album was a pretty tight recording process. I don't know. It didn't sound like to me like there was any songs that they didn't. Do you know what I mean? In all the discussions and what I've read about Suck It and See, it doesn't sound like there was any like, oh, should we put that track on it or this track or whatever. It sounds like they had those tracks and they knew they were going on. Yeah, by the time they got there, they'd rehearsed them and they knew what was going on, and they just recorded them by what it sounds like. So I do wonder if they just did these, they had these working on them and they had them on the... But then why would you have B-sides if you weren't working on songs? Maybe when they were rehearsing, they wrote these, but they knew they weren't going to be on the album, so they didn't record them. So then they recorded them separately for the single releases.
Which would fit, and something that adds fuel to that fire would be the fact that the phrase "Thanos" crops up twice in the B-sides.
Yes.
Which would suggest it's just like an in-joke that they were having at the time, and they managed to slip it in two songs.
Yes, there's quite a few Britisms in this song, isn't there? As we'll get to in the lyrics for your Britism jingle. Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe he just recorded them and he's not credited, but I imagine he would be. I suspect that the band just recorded them, which they have done before, maybe. So yeah. But the song is 125 beats per minute and is in the key of D major. So we're still in the majors. We're not out yet. We're still in the big league, son. The song has been played live not once by the band, which is why you didn't have a live clip. There's not many that they don't play even once, is there? So it's in an exclusive club. But I mean,
in terms of album tracks,
there's still quite a few. But
in terms of album tracks, how many have we got that haven't been played? I know we've got Monster Truck
album
Front
tracks,
Flip. Monster Truck Flip and Truck Front Flip and The Bad Thing.
Yeah, every song on AM's been
Jeweler's
played.
Hands got played.
Jeweler's Hands got played. Fire in the Flood got played.
Everything off Suck It and See.
Only
got
Ones Who
played.
Know never got played by the band.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Oh,
they played
by
it
the
at Glastonbury 2007.
Oh, of course,
And
yeah, that was the clip on the
and
episode,
on
wasn't it?
that tour,
Yeah. I was thinking of the Alex on Thingy Me Bobbit, Richard
Richard
Hollis. Yeah. Yes, of course they did. And what have people say on this one? Not, have they all been played live?
They've all been
You probably
played live.
sit down, yeah, you see for the lights, yeah. It's a new thing then, isn't it? It's very much a new thing.
Which I suppose makes sense because as you've got jet skis on the moat never got played off the car.
Yes. Yeah.
So I would suppose once you've got more songs
not even
to
once,
pick
bloody
from.
hell. Wow.
No, he did sing it a couple of
that
times
one.
while they were tuning up for another song.
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
He sang the opening line, but
and he changed the lyric to jet skis on the moat, didn't he? During
he
one of them.
he sang he changed. I just wanted to be one of the strokes to.
I just wanted to be a jet ski on a jet ski on a moat. Yeah, excellent change. But yeah, that's a shame. Maybe the thing with them is you can't discount that they never won't do them. Not for like this one probably not. But like, I mean, like
and I'd say it's almost definite this isn't coming out.
Maybe not even Tranquility, but I wouldn't surprise me if Jet Ski came out at some point or something like that. You know,
I think there's scope for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about whether they'd ever do Monster Truck. It feels like the time's passed for them to do. Introduce songs that they haven't played off Tranquility. Yeah, it's one of my favourites easily on the album.
I mean, we were at a stage on the last tour where they were picking between 4 out of 5 and Tranquility Base. So
yeah, I don't think they're going to bring Monster Truck back unless they do a sort of piano-led album, like a sort of like a what's his name, Barry Manilow type album or something like that. And then they could bring some back like that.
Let's hope that's not happening.
Oh no, I don't know. Quite like that, you know. I like a bit of Barry Manilow.
Pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just have a full album of Mirrorballs. You know, I said this
Yeah.
on the pre-show. Yeah, so
I'll have
but
Mirrorball for
any,
45 minutes.
I mean, I've been listening to that new Frank Sinatra vinyl that I got, that new one, which is gorgeous, by the way. It's properly really well done, remastered, and it's a lovely blue color, the vinyl, and it's nice there. But so I'm now in the mood for, if Alex wanted to release his own sort of swing album, I'd be
Anytime
all
now,
over it.
Alex.
Yeah, I think he will do one day. I've got a feeling he will do a swing album like on his own solo album. Wouldn't surprise me if the third iteration of the Shadow Puppets was swing. The only thing that means that it wouldn't is Miles, really, because he needs his guitar work, doesn't he? So
Once again, we're hindered by the continued existence of Miles Kane.
yes, as every woman in Liverpool said at some point or another on a night out. But yeah, it's not been played live, unfortunately. But the track appeared as the Japanese bonus track on their version of Suck It and See, the album. So
Don't
it didn't
like
make it onto
that.
a album.
I
the
do not
Japanese?
like
What do you mean?
albums having region-specific bonus tracks because if it was
Why?
meant to be on the album, it would have been on the album.
It's probably because they haven't got the money to release B-sides there. Like the label's not gonna pay
I
to release
completely
B-sides.
understand why it's done, but I just don't like it in terms of.
It's been going on forever though, hasn't it? Really, like there's Bowie albums, vinyls that have like in Japan it has a different track on it and shit.
Yeah,
It's always been a thing, hasn't it?
I just don't know. I've just always been like, no, the album's the album.
Just admit you're racist and we'll move on, Nick. Just get it out there. You just don't like that they got it, do you?
I don't want the Japanese enjoying anything.
As a soundbite, I'm not editing that out. So unfortunately, we have no samples, we have no ghost cookies, we have no gear because I really couldn't find anything. Although it's probably the similar sound to the other tracks in the album, I would imagine. But we do. Well, we don't have any reviews, but we have the good old Enemy. So let's listen to what they had to say. Yeah, we're at that stage now, the B-sides, where we don't have as much sort of info and stuff like that, do we? But there will be some, I think Evil Twin will, and we have a video, like you said. And I think IDST has a... There's one I know one really good fact about IDST, so we've got that for next week. But, or for us next month, but for you guys next week, because as we said, it's the 13th of December. So, Enemy put this at... Remember, the Suck It and See songs have been very high, haven't they? They put this one at just 96 in the list of 121 tracks, which, yeah, it's hard to kind of, I'm sure when I'm doing my list, it's not going to be like breaking too high because it's going to be quite difficult, isn't it? No. So fair enough. And they said about it, this middling track. I think that's a bit harsh though. Middling track. It's pretty well put together as a song. It's a pretty good song. It's a really nice riff. It's really well performed.
Just they set the bar so high. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's their fault.
But it is a good track even by their standards, I think. But we'll talk about that more anyway.
I think this could have fit on 2 albums. There's 2 albums. It could have quite happily. It could have fit on Humbug and it could have fit on Suck It and See.
It sounds like the Queens of the Stone Age sound that I always say I thought the Humbug was gonna be. So yeah, I mean, it is.
And there's my hot take gone.
It was my hot take as well, but I was going to reveal it in the music. So, but it's it's probably the most Queens of the Stone Age song actually, because it has all this Queens of the Stone Age elements in it.
Should just play the covers band jingle now.
And the hot take one. But yeah, they said this middling track isn't particularly offensive, but is submerged in a shadowy pool of reverb. The mixing is shoddy. Which is interesting that they said that in the light that potentially it was done by the band, the mixing and the production.
Yeah, maybe them finding
that
the way around.
Muso might have noticed the difference in production values.
Because Alex didn't really
Assuming
become
anyone at Enemy is a
full-on
Muso.
producer until Tranquility, so...
Yeah, they were learning.
Interesting.
But yeah, the mixing is shoddy. I mean, it couldn't have been our pal, what's his face? Seeley, whatever it was. Seeley? No, that's...
What was his name? Oh, that's bad that we forgot his name, isn't it?
Well, it's not.
It was him anyway. Everyone else went out for lunch and he did it. He went, I've just sorted it, lads.
No, he was good, him. He did all Suck It and See, and he's done loads of good stuff.
Yeah, I looked on his thing, didn't I? And there's some cool stuff on there.
Mixing by Morgan Stratton. Hang on, we've been misled. Craig
Whoa.
Silvey. That was it. That was it.
That was it.
Mixer he was, yeah, mixer. The assistant mixer was Morgan Stratton. Ooh, Discog, sort yourself out. You got that one wrong. You put in the assistant as the main guy. Yeah, so he did. I don't think maybe he didn't do it for this. Maybe it was just the band doing it somewhere else. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, not that I think when I listen to it. Ooh, this is shoddy, and I don't think there's a pool of reverb either. I think it sounds all right.
Yeah, I think it does.
But yeah, 96. Yeah, it's probably. We'll see. I might have it slightly higher in mine. It depends really, because it is tough. It will be tough because 96. There's already been at that point. There'll already have been, and that isn't including the car. So at that point, there'll have already been like a good sort of 30 plus songs for us to have put in there. So it'll be difficult for it to get higher than that for us. So yeah, probably about right. So the music of this one. You mentioned Queens of Stone Age there. I think it's fair to say.
Well, I mentioned Queens of Stone Age, but I have also. It just struck me as you were doing the information what song it reminds me of. So I've grabbed the audio of that song to play for you to see if you agree. So it's a song
by Queens of Stone Age, or?
No, not Queens of Stone
okay,
Age.
okay.
Instantly. So it's a song, but now this once again this as we discussed in our pre-show with the Caitlin Rose album. Check out the Patreon and you'll see what we're doing there.
Check it out for a New Year treat. Spend your Christmas monies.
Yes.
If you're a child.
Monthly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can do it for the year. So this is a song by A Certain Ratio, like Manchester band that kind of went along with Joy Division and all that. But yes, the intro. I think there's a lot of similarities in the intro, which I'll play for you now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think there's elements of the guitar.
I think it's the rhythm as well. I think the bass is a bit that's. I can imagine you singing the.
Yeah.
Certain Ratio. Another example of somebody trying to sing like Bowie in that time, completely influenced by Bowie, trying to sing like Bowie, like all 80s artists, seemingly.
They're a mad band, The Certain Ratio. They brought out a new album like last year, and it was the best thing they've ever done. And they've been going like 40 years. It's like, how's this happened?
I am right in saying that they did use it at first. They thought it was a good idea to wear like scout uniforms, right?
Well, Tony Wilson made them wear.
Wilson made them. Yeah,
like a Hitler Youth type thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And obviously, the title was close to an Arctic Monkeys song title as well.
Yes. They're the ones who were described in 24-Hour Party People as a Withenshaw jazz funk band, which I don't think anyone ever asked for, really.
No, but it's a very accurate statement.
Yeah, it's absolutely spot
on. No one asked for much from Withenshaw before. Least of all,
No.
some cunt playing at Chelsea. So great.
Hey Dan, do you like listening to popular songs with questionable lyrics?
You know I bloody do. And Nick, do you like drinking copious amounts of alcohol?
Nah, do I ever? Actually a worry.
Well, if you're the same as us, then come listen to a weekly podcast, Liquor and Lyrics, where we take apart popular music's worst songwriting whilst drinking our favourite drinks, which kind of stay in theme with the song.
From Gin and Tonic to Grease Lightning.
Cosmopolitans with Chaz and Dave.
Blue Lagoons with Busted.
Sex on the Beach with Sex on Fire.
Shirley Temples with Shaggy.
And even a shandy with Sharon.
Dropping on Tuesday the 19th of September and every Tuesday after on your favourite podcast platform.
Great opening guitar and drums, very vibey this. Like you see that guitar then, yeah, but it's that kind of ding 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 ding. Ding. Love that sound of the guitar. It's proper, proper good. It's a vibe that would have fit on the album, I think.
I think
I'm not
so.
saying I would have put it on the album, but I think it would have fit on the album. I think you could library pictures, all my own stunts, that area. If you pop this in there, it wouldn't be. I think it might have worked.
I think you stick it. Yeah, you stick it in that ballpark somewhere, and I think it's going to have a good kick about. It's going to enjoy itself.
Because you can imagine the doom 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 doom.
Yeah, I
Or
can
the
stick that in
doom
there.
doom 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 diddly 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 down into all my stunts. I could hear it there. I could hear it somewhere there. Quite.
That was like
quite
I was listening
naturally.
to the record then.
Excellent. See, this is how well I know this album, Nick. I could do a one-man show of the album.
Yeah.
Do you reckon anyone want to come and see that?
I would.
Because I'm from green, now rock with me. You'll notice that I went back at the right time there as well, so it moved away from the microphone. You see, I could do it. I could at least release it as a podcast that no one will listen to. We'll do it as one of our subscriber contents, me doing a one-man show of Suck It and See.
Can I do?
I really want to do
it. I'll do Tranquility then.
Oh, we should do. Oh, we should just do two. We should just do 2-man shows of each album as a thing using the music, like sort of
think we could have a good go at
Partridge-esque.
AM.
You know what I mean?
Have a
Oh,
good go at AM.
I want to do this more than anything now.
Ooh.
We could do it with like household items as well. I could do like for the start of Do I Want to Know, I could do like the pots, like a pot and pan.
Like thingy, like Blossoms did during lockdown, where they did that covers album and they were just using stuff they had lying around the house. Yeah,
Why though? You tell me they didn't have any gear around the house. Well, some gear around the house, but
they did. No, it was the drummer who was doing it. The drummer, because he didn't have his drum kit. It was like
Didn't he have his drum kit
using that.
in his house? He's a drummer. Tell me, how doesn't have his drum
No.
kit? It was lockdown. It wasn't like World War III. He could have got a drum kit in his house. I love the bass line in this.
Super.
I saw someone doing a bass cover of it, and I noticed how good the bass was. It was really, really good bass line. He's knocked it out of the park again. I think that's what reminded me of the bass line in the Certain Ratio song. Then it's quite. It's not funky, but it's quite vibey. It's like a bass line that really amps the song up from being just a kind of slow burn type song. Yeah, I really like it. The transition into the chorus is excellent in this track as well. Really, really good. It kind of held us just as a kind of drum thing, and then they just transition up into the because it's doing the kind of doom 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 doom, and then it's like and she snapped. It just goes into it like the chorus. Yeah, I really like the way it transitions up. Chorus is well the transition to the chorus is the drums change up, the guitar goes heavier for a moment, great Helders moment, but a good rock moment too. But then I love that chorus riff going with the vocal performance, that down 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 down. You know, I've got a thing for lead guitar doing the vocal pattern.
Oh yeah.
And there's no more. This is one of my for some reason when I mistyped this and put performer nonce. That's worrying, isn't it? So, that sounds like a tablet for paedophiles to get aroused when they struggle. It's performer nonce.
Are you a paedophile with erection problems? Don't. They have
Surely the one
just a
thing that
paedophile on the end of the bed crying, and there's a kid there with like the blankets. Oh.
oh, save them. They need to work that joke into our other podcast. The way the chorus blends into the verse sound and then back into the chorus. It's doing the chorus sound and then it goes briefly into sort of the verse guitar and it goes back into the chorus, sort of mid-chorus is nice. It's a very flowy song. It flows.
Yeah.
Flows like a Cadillac going down a road, you might say.
Very nice.
Oh,
Down Route
yeah.
66.
Down Route 66, baby.
Other routes are available.
Yeah, but why bother?
Yeah, true.
And then we get into the classic Monkeys. Well, it's not so much stops. It's more like transition. It's like moving down the guitar. It's the music going down into the second verse. It's the down 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 thing that they like to do with dueling guitars. You know, that kind of Trying to think if they do it they do it a lot on the first album. Yeah, they loved it in the early days, and I think they do it. God, is this? That's interesting. Is there someone humbug like that? Because I'm trying to think, is this an early
Yes, there
thing
is.
that's come crawling back to you?
There's one on Humbug. 'cause
Hey,
we picked
lyrical
up on it when we
arm.
did the episode.
Lyrical arm. I said
What
crawling
was
back
the?
to
What
you.
was the?
I said it's come crawling back to you.
Okay, you can have it then.
Good stuff.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the ones on Humbug. Did it My Propeller maybe? Kind Lightning, Dangerous Animals. I think there's quite a few on Humbug, to be fair. But it's something that they didn't do on Tuck It and See, so it's good to have it in the B-sides. It's like a sort of, I mean, some of Queens of the Stone Age love as well. I think that's where they got it from, because it happens so many times in a song like No One Knows. That sound, it happens a lot. And like you said, this probably is one of the most Queens of Stone Age songs. I actually think it is the most Queens of the Stone Age song, because it sounds like a Queens of the Stone Age song, like not just in like little bits where we hear it or that it does it. It actually sounds like it could be a Queens of the Stone Age song.
It sounds exactly
But, like,
how I was
one of
expecting
the-
Humbug to sound.
You know, one of the more slower, flowy ones of Queens of the Stone Age, like I don't know, not Go With The Flow, but just because I got the word flow in my head. But trying to think of one. Not Make It With You, because that's more vibey, but I can't think. There's none on Songs to the Deaf, but
Oh no.
no. But there's I'm trying to think of the specific one it sounds like, but yeah, it has got that very much that sound. It's very desert rock. This is pure Josh Homme. Josh Homme's stubby little fingers all over it. Well, not stubby little fingers, stubby big, huge big fingers.
Big ginger fingers.
Big ginger fingers. Ginger fingers. Second verse is more of the same, but I actually think almost funky, the riff as well, which again leads into your certain ratio. Because the guitar goes a bit in places funky. I feel like in the second verse it gets a bit more like
it
a bit
does.
funner. Second chorus, but other than that, the verse is the same. Second chorus is similar, except the transition part that we're talking about. The comes in with a lead guitar this time.
Yes.
A Queens of the Stone Age sound, if ever I've heard one. Over there, yeah. Jamie Cook, do you think, or Alex? We don't have a live one, so we have to.
I'm gonna go for Alex in this case.
I'm gonna go for
I've
Alex as
listened to
well.
basic one.
No, I think you're right. I think it sounds like a song where Alex comes in with a lead, but Jamie's been doing the rhythm. That's the certain songs that have that vibe to it. Yeah, I think you're right. It sort of, I like when he does it, but then it holds a note over a drop down to the rhythm guitar. It goes like, and he plays rhythm guitar, and then it transitions into a great solo. I really love this solo.
It's a superb solo. It's so cool.
I think it's generally one of the best solos they've ever done.
Yeah, it's wasted
think
on a B-side.
Wasted on a B-side that only 6.1 million people have streamed in 13 years on Spotify.
Even less
And
people
I'm
have
a
streamed
good,
it,
we're a
'cause-
good proportion of that. So,
Yeah, it would have been multiple streams for people.
yeah. Shame.
Shame.
But it's really fun solo, really desert, but more desert. It's desert, but it's desert stoner rock as well. This one, not humbug slow stoner rock, just cool. Bit brick by brick, I guess. It's somewhere in between. The solo on this is somewhere in between the sound of brick by brick stoner rock, beach stoner rock, and the sound of humbug stoner rock solos. It's somewhere in between that, a bit fun, a bit faster. But it just keeps reaching new heights, the solo in this. That's what I love. And then it goes to the doom 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 diddle doom 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 diddle bit. Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Superb. Really, I was really surprised at the lack of. I knew it wouldn't be a highly streamed song, but genuinely surprised at how low the streaming numbers are for this one. It's a shame, Matt.
Yeah.
We're missing out.
But suck it and see that, I think. It's a big suck it and see thing for low stream. I know we had some for Humbug, but I think considering there's nowhere near as many B-sides for this era as there was for Humbug, but this is at the stage where we're slowly dropping, aren't we? In the B-side, so it's just down now until we get one and then none.
Yeah.
But apart from that one that you were waiting for that never resurfaced that we might get at some point.
Oh, don't remind me. I pushed it out of my mind.
But so did the band apparently. But yeah, did you ever have any feeling that it existed, or was it completely made up in your head? I can't remember.
No, there was interviews where they said they released one other song, and then there was posters in other countries for the album that said contains the singles, blah blah blah, and Hello You. So
can we still get the posters to find out what they were called?
What?
Anyway,
Find out what we're called.
You just said featuring the B-side titles, didn't you?
No. It's a feature in the singles. And it had Hello You as one of the singles. And then Alex said in an interview that they'd recorded one extra song that didn't make it onto the album.
Maybe they'll carve it up and do something with it for the next one, or maybe it'll resurface as on an Alex solo album in 10 years, in his sort of version of it. He wanted to put it. Imagine if it was amazing and he wanted it on there, but he cashed his chips with the bad thing. Now he's not got a vote.
And now he's gonna have to go and use it with Miles instead. Get his dirty fingers all over it.
Yeah. It's unusual for them to not release a song, so I think there must be a reason, because they always previously have released songs that didn't make it onto the album. So
maybe they did feel
they are gonna do something with it. Or something.
Yeah.
It could ride again somewhere else.
Let's hope it does.
Yeah. But yeah, really love that. I really love, and then it goes into the sort of transition dueling guitar thing for the end as well. It's lovely. So it's a lovely listen. And I like his voice in it as well. And a great BVs.
As always.
Yeah. Excellent BVs. But yeah, that's the music. I think it's pretty well written song. I think it's a really well put together song. You could argue that it's got more fluidity and precision as a song than a Library Pictures, for example. I think if you're going off well put together songs, I'm not saying I want Library Pictures off the album. I think Library Pictures is a lovely fun time, but it could replace it. I think, and you wouldn't miss it. You wouldn't if you didn't know. I think it would sound out of place. So yeah, but yeah, go on. Covers band seems, unless you've got someone suddenly that you thought it's completely futile.
The most telegraphed covers band feature.
I'm gonna form a covers band and all.
It's Queens of the Stone Age, is it not?
I thought you said certain ratio. No, yeah, Queens of the Stone Age. All day I've been trying to think of someone else, and I just couldn't.
No, I just keep coming
Anyone
back
else
to
I wanted to hear it.
them crooked vultures.
Eagles of Death Metal. Yeah. Could it be on the Desert Sessions? Yeah, that's about it. Really, I can't even think of. Are there any? It's weird that because other than Josh Homme involved projects that like as he invented the genre, as we've said and discovered and proved before.
Yeah,
Um,
Caius, Desert Sessions, Eagles of Death Metal,
yeah, but
Queens
they're
of
all
Stone
Josh
Age.
Homme involved.
It's
Like,
all yeah. I
there's
think
not
he's
been
the only-
normally a scene get like Seattle Nirvana time
Yeah.
or Manchester early night.
Yeah.
Normally a scene erupts and then
Yeah.
all these other bands come out of it. But it seems like Arctic Monkeys are the only sort of offspring of that that whole thing. And what a great offspring it was because you got AM and Suck It and See out of it. But
But on the whole, like a
not the
certain
band The
city
Offspring.
having
That
a
was a poor
theme
choice of
thing.
words there. It's confusing, isn't it, for me to say The Offspring?
Yes.
During it.
So
Yeah,
I was thinking, what?
I don't mean the band.
It always blows my mind
Oh, sorry,
that
placebo.
like Detroit in the late 90s, both Eminem and the White Stripes came out of Detroit at exactly the same time. That blows in terms of there not being a scene for something. That blows my mind. That
Yeah.
what's coming out? What's hot in Detroit? Oh, the White Stripes. Oh yeah, I love this. Well, you'll also maybe not love this. This is Eminem.
Do you
Weird.
think it's that Josh Homme has a monopoly on it? Do you think that's why he heard Arctic Monkeys and heard that they were big because his fans had felt like and heard the demo and thought they're moving in my turf area and I'm the only one that's allowed to be involved in desert rock, so I'm producing this album. He's got the desert rock monopoly.
It.
He owns it. He owns it as a genre. No one else can do it because I haven't
Maybe
heard
like
I can't heard much else. Anyone? that
Maybe when they
doesn't-
were doing the demo of Pretty Visitors or something, he like some alarm went off in his studio. And he's like, "Someone's doing it, Josh. You've got to go and find them.
So yeah,
Your
it's
kids,
weird.
Marty."
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, that is odd. I can't understand why there wouldn't be more. Maybe we'll see it like maybe it's a thing that's going to filter through. Although music's gone the other way, hasn't it? So that won't happen. Oh no, there's always a boom back in there. Well, it's cyclical in its nature, isn't it? So it will.
We're going very Tony Wilson tonight. We're basically just done the whole. We've basically done a 2-man show of 24-hour party people there.
It's the transition into B-sides. It's changed the air. The air. And the fact that it's New Year's now, New Year. Well, it's not for us, obviously, but yeah, in a way, I'm playing the character of someone that's in a new year tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, which is very 24-hour party people as well.
Like, chameleon.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Daniel Holt in 2025. Yeah, all right. Let's talk about the lyrics then, shall we? If we can't think of anyone else to do it. Wait. Mirrors of a Cadillac. Bowie. There you go.
Thanks.
Oh, Bowie, yeah.
Done.
So, title discussion. Do we think, although obviously a reference to the woman in the song that he's singing about as ever, possible also pedal title when they were
Look,
coming up with the pedal title? Yeah.
Definitely a pedal title.
yeah. The Blond-O-Sonic Shimmer trap was definitely, and then he thought, oh, that could work as a block, like 'cause the woman could be the blonde trap, perhaps.
Well, I don't know if it's confirmation bias, but all the names of these B-sides could easily be pedals. Evil Twin is a great pedal name.
I think it might be one. Little Illusion Machine definitely could be a
Little
pedal
Illusion
name.
Machine
You and I less so, but it could be.
Oh yeah, you and I's the outlier there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even IDST is a good pedal.
Yeah,
name,
even
I think.
filtering into in between worlds, Electricity could also be a pedal title.
Yeah.
Which is probably perhaps further confirmation that they were doing B-sides themselves after the album, because Electricity is kind of in a no man's land, isn't it? So, an excellent no man's land to be in.
Yes.
But,
Superb no man's land.
But we'll get to that because people are wondering what they're going to do with that because it's in between series. What's going to happen?
Planned it out. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Don't worry. Originally, the plan before we had to take our unscheduled break, it timed up personally. If we'd started it in the summer, it timed up perfectly that we could have released Electricity on Christmas Day. But unfortunately, we didn't. We took like 3 months off because shit happened, man.
Shit happens, man.
Shit happened. So this is weird, isn't it? The B-side's always weird as a bit, I think.
So
You get a bit
odd.
weirder when you slip. It's like wet play, the B-sides, isn't it? Because we don't have to be like fully.
So you've brought a game in.
yeah.
Wet play on the last day of school.
Yeah, the teachers. We watch a film today. It's like
Yeah.
that. It's like when
You know what Schindler's
but
List today?
although I think there'll be there's plenty to talk about, but there's never as much there. That's the problem. But although there will be a lot. I imagine there'll be a lot on for American listeners, wet play is something where when it's raining in England, you basically the kids have to stay in the classroom and just play with stuff, and you look out longingly for the outside world that you thought you were going into. It's called wet play. Because to an untrained American ear, they might have thought we were talking about something rude and rambunctious, which we often do.
They call it
wet
soggy
play is
recess,
something else.
which is actually an initiation thing at
Soggy
Dartmouth
Recess
University.
is a 1950s blues performer, isn't it?
No, Soggy Recess.
Soggy
is
Recess
where-
and
Soggy Recess is where they all have to come on someone's ass crack, and then the last person to come has to like eat it. True story.
You plenty it, yeah. At least you didn't bring recess into it. Yeah. At least you didn't do that, no. We've got
The bumhole will be
crack in the
crack will be the recess.
No, but I mean like what they call recess. At least you didn't bring kids into it is what I'm saying, Nick. Anyway. No,
Kids
performer
down.
nonce. But black as a beacon in a river of shimmering fog.
Wonderful.
Yes, she was. Yeah, that is nice.
She
that.
was.
She was. She stands out essentially from the crowd.
Which
Do you think the
is another? That must be the fourth or fifth different way he's used of saying that. in his
You know what?
era. And
Yeah,
it's been each one has been so unique.
Yes, yeah. And he actually does a similar. I've actually got a note on that. On another lyric of this as well. So
Yes,
but yeah,
I know which one you mean. Yeah.
So yeah, how many times has he done this kind of thing? But he keeps finding new and beautiful ways to do it. So and no more so than on the next album. Does he do that? So do you feel? You know what though? I was thinking about this today, that exact point, and I was thinking about how he's done. Even we're saying it, he's done this metaphor before, and he's doing it a different way, and he's going to do it on Arabella. He's going to do it all over AM, right? Do you think that's why artistically? And he said this before that he couldn't pick up the guitar and do songs like that anymore. He had to do something else, which is where Tranquility came from, because he just was like, how many more ways can I make metaphors for women like that? I've been doing it now, like for the better part of I suppose it really started around Humbug, didn't it? I suppose in an obtuse way. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Favorite was not my B-sides, maybe a bit as well. Yeah, more straightforward though. So yeah, maybe he was just like, I've taken this to its logical conclusion with AM, and now I have to move on. Yeah, I think that's quite interesting. I think as a songwriter, he was probably like, I can't just keep writing about women.
People are gonna notice.
I'm running out, and he took it to its peak, and then went, right, what else have we got? And he did a political, social album disguised as a futuristic album, which I can't wait to talk about. But anyway, also do we think no, can't be doing that. I'm looking forward to it because I've purposely not listened to it for ages, so I'm going to get right back into it. I want to get stuck right back into it with this covering. But Black, yeah, potentially like she's dark as well, because she obviously has a bit of the "You're So Dark" type character in her, based off what she's doing.
It's my favourite Alex character
chorus.
again.
The dark, the Jane from Breaking Bad type woman.
Yeah.
You
know what
she
I
was
like.
a bit too dark, probably, but yeah. And then if you were heat seeking, she was hard to ignore. Yeah, so she was hot essentially, and also, yeah, I mean she was hot essentially. Is that? She's hot. She's hard to ignore. Yeah, if you're looking for it, you won't be able to ignore her. Pretty straightforward. They're very much in line with something like can't remember the name of the song. Doom 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 doom. See what? Reckless Serenade. See, I've already started forgetting the song titles now because I'm moving on. It's the B-sides then AM. So it's like yeah. And then Yes She Was. Oh, sorry, she was hard to ignore. Yes, she was. And she snapped wing mirrors off of Cadillacs, the particular pretty ones. And that meant she never had to strain her back when she was putting her lippy on.
Well, lippy.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we do have a Britishism. We can have a Britishism. Yep, Lippy is a. And by the way, we did discuss for moving forward. We haven't got it tonight.
Different
We have several
pictures and
different
jingles.
ones. We'll start that next week, shall we?
Next week we'll have that.
And we're also starting an Americanism one because it's only fair. The other side of it, which we've already got the jingle for, it's the perfect jingle for it. I don't think we need to debate that. So you'll find out what that is.
But if you want to write in with a suggestion,
You can.
don't, because it'll be the one we've got.
So yeah, but yeah, maybe after you hear it, if you think of a better one once you hear it, then
we'll
do it. But
rotate them. There's plenty of opportunities for this to come up. But I think we're going to have the most need
jingle from
going forward.
that era. Or exclusively 80% of the jingles at that point will be from that era as well. Which says something about the lyrics, perhaps. But yeah, lippy is English slang for lipstick.
Or a dog's cock.
Yeah. Is that just a northern thing, or is it down south as well? Do you think? Get your lippy on. It's hard to say.
Ooh.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
I've only,
Shall I
in terms
briefly
of like in
text my
popular
southern
culture,
friend?
I've only heard it in northern things. But yeah, text your southern friend.
I'll find out. Yeah.
Your one
Yeah.
southern friend. Well, your one friend.
Yes. Oh, that was, got loads of southern friends since I was in the
Big smoke.
since I went to
The
the
what?
Tottenham away
The
end.
Clash.
The Tottenham away end at Manchester City. So yeah. Sorry. As I went to text it, see, I can't. We watched the show with Eddie Redmayne in, and at the end, the last guy, he's wearing like a very slick suit. And it's kind of the way this guy I know dresses, but in no way does he pull it off like Eddie Redmayne does. And he was like, "It's my year made," and that's why I had to say that's generous. You look fucking shit compared to him. So I just had to bring him down for a minute. But then we can come back in with do people down south say lippy for lipstick? I'd be really wondering. I'm not going to explain why I'm asking that as well. I'm just going to leave it after he answers.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're waiting for that. But yeah, I love the imagery of that. It's kind of like she snaps them off because she doesn't give a shit as her own convenience. Like she doesn't want to have to strain her back putting a lippy on, so she'll snap. She'd rather snap the wing mirrors off to do her makeup.
It's a nice little metaphor for a relationship as well, that she'll like break beautiful things to be able to get her own way and stuff, which also fits in with
the reality of this girl probably isn't nice, is it? Really, I was thinking about that. I was thinking like a girl that would do something like that is not someone that you would want to be around. But it's very sexy because it's Cadillacs. I think that adds a whole dimension to it, isn't it? I love a Cadillac.
It's possibly the sexiest of all the cars.
Yes.
And probably the car that's had the most songs, that's been referenced in the most songs, I think. I reckon if there's figures out there for that, how many times different cars have been referenced in music, I think Cadillac would be number one.
He said he's not heard that one. He's never heard that term lippy before. So there's your answer. Not only is he,
I can only think of it being referenced in like northern. It's like I think it's mentioned in like the royal family a few times. It's always been northern stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. There you go. I think I said something once to him when I first met him up here. I went, "Should we go for a mooch?" And he couldn't stop laughing for about half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. By the way, for people that aren't from around it, mooch is like a walk around, like a sort of walking around without any aim or purpose, just checking out stuff and that. Because it could be interpreted as something sexual if you don't know. Should we go for a mooch? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
in the bushes. The waiting bench.
But yeah, she's sort of cool.
A mooch does not tend to have a definite end. You don't mooch. You don't mooch to the shops. You just mooch. Just randomly walk. Right. Yeah.
So, sort of as a teenager, it would be kind of going in Argos, looking through the catalogues with no aim to buy. I just like putting the numbers in, see if they're in stock.
Same.
Oh no, I wasn't a thief. No. The only thing, as you know, the only thing I've ever stolen was the what people say on That's What I'm Not album sleeve inside, because I didn't have it because I got it pirated. And all the stuff I stole while I worked at Morrison's, but I don't count that because I was behind the scenes. It's fine, doesn't count.
Shit wages.
Yeah. You get what you pays for. So yeah, she's sort of cool. There's something appealing about her. Definitely. There's something sexy about the idea of her in a Cadillac doing a makeup, snapping the wing mirror off. Yeah, but there's also something, I suppose, sinistery about her. It
Well,
is
it's that
very
thing,
You're So Dark. It's like it could be You're So Dark Part 1, couldn't it? This
yeah,
song.
but
Yeah.
they're very desirable, these girls. But yeah, there is that mental side. But that's probably why they're so desirable in the first place.
Yeah, it's usually why relationships with them last for a very intense period of a few weeks or a month, and then quickly dissipate after
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Usually, yeah. I mean, to be honest, if I had a Cadillac, I don't care how hot she is. If she snapped the wing mirror off to do her makeup, she'd be fucking out on the road. So it wouldn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Well, she'd be buried under it.
Yeah. Fucking snap my wing mirrors off. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? But yeah. So here's time tastes bland when she's not around.
This is the line
It's funny,
you're
actually,
referring
to go back to that point, it is funny. I would have never thought that when I was like 21. I would have just thought it sounded really hot that she's snapping the wing mirrors off. But now, sort of 14 years later, I'm like, fucking
The
snapping the
owner
wings
of
off my
property.
car. Yeah. Especially someone that would love to own a Cadillac as well, you know. Yeah, so the next line, it's basically this is what I was talking about, how it's that thing he's doing again, and he's found another way to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one. Time tastes bland, which not right. So it's a new way of saying it, because he's never normally taken something like it's two different states, time and taste. You know, obviously you don't taste time, so it's a good way of doing it. Just how many times have we heard a metaphor for it's shit when she's not around? I mean, we heard a multitude of them on Suck It and See. So it's it's just one of those where they end. But another way of doing it. And he's done it again, and I think he'll probably do it again. Definitely in Arabella. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe Do I Want to Know? Can't remember. Maybe something like that. I mean, he doesn't. In some of them, they're not always women specific on AM, are they? Might do it on I Want It All as well. We'll find out, I guess. Ooh. And then he says, and you'd sit and you'd sink and approach the brink before she. This is one of those lines that's hard to say and not sing it in the way he says it. But and you'd sit and you'd sink and approach the brink before she showed you how to shake love's steady hand. Excellent, that.
Great line.
Yeah.
Superb. No.
Yeah. So a bit of it. I mean, again, just basically, he's another theme that's common here. You were lost and lonely and on the brink of despair, but then she showed up and showed you how to do it, how to love, how to be obsessed with someone, let's say. Yeah, excellent. And then we get another Briticism, don't we, Nick? Do you want to explain this one to the non-northern? So it's not even northern, really, is it? It's very
Yorkshire.
specific. Yorkshire, yeah, Yorkshire northern.
Yeah. Thanos is
When you say Thanos like that, you sound like you're talking about the villain from the Marvel series.
Thanos is doing snap.
Thanos.
What does it cost?
56 threepence. Yeah, Thanos. So where does that? You want to explain what that means to people?
I mean, I just did, but it means it's the equivalent of
Oh yeah, so it's Thanos. Well, why would it be used in a sentence? What would I have said to you if you say that? If we were in Yorkshire and I said something, what would I have to say to you to get you to say Thanos back?
I'd say, we've got if we were staying over in Sheffield or somewhere, it'd be like, well, we'll get up and get breakfast because we've got to check out at 10. Thanos.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanos.
It's not
Tha's
necessary
basically
in
you. It's Tha, like
yeah,
sort of like
yeah.
that. It's like you, but in a sort of weird tense. Thanos. It's very odd actually to explain. When you actually explain it to someone, it's very weird. And it's not the last Thanos.
It sounds like this where I wish we could get Sean Bean in to just pop up at the bottom of the screen and go, well, actually, this means that'd be handy.
Yes, I do love that. There's not really any note like on any of those lines. They're just great lines, and yeah, it's a Helders. It's always a Helders-ism, isn't it? It's always a Helders.
Is it in this one?
Well, it goes Thanos. So I assume
Yes, it
so.
is.
It could be both
yeah,
of
I
them.
think it is.
Obviously, it'd be
I
late. It's
think it
probably
might-
all three of them. Except
I
Gosh,
think
Jamie,
it might
but-
be all three of them, yeah, because it's layered.
do you want me to do a Thanos as well? No, all right, Jamie, you go.
You go and piss
Someone needs to-
around on
someone needs to pick up the dominoes. Oh, we
Go
love
on
him.
your
You know
bike
we
if
love
you
him.
want.
You know we all love him. And then okay, now Nick. And you know, I said I have a line out. I'm not sure. I don't like. Sorry, specifically on That's Where You're Wrong.
I know what it's gonna
It
be.
makes me
Yeah.
cringy. You know what it's going to be on That's Where You're Wrong. Guess, but I won't.
Oh
I'll tell
no,
you
no!
that,
I
and
thought
then-
you meant. I
Oh,
thought you meant on this song.
oh, and this song, yeah. Well, it's the last line that we haven't already done. So yeah, but the one on That's Where You're Wrong that makes me cringe. That actually makes me cringe. This one, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I've got written under
I'm
it.
the same.
The line is she floats. It's another Britishism. She floats like a Nicky Rush, but she stings like a B flat.
But that's also a very good Muhammad Ali reference as well.
It is, but
floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee. That's the bit. That's the bit I'm
yes,
choosing
yeah.
to take from it because the phrase "Nicky Rush" has always made me cringe.
Oh no, the Nicky Rush doesn't. But yeah, the Nicky Rush makes me cringe in the way that if we heard that, the thing is, okay, when we talk about bands that have tried to do what the Arctic Monkeys first album did, and it never works and it sounds terrible, and they'll say stuff like Nicky Rush on it, and it makes me go, oh god, they never did that on the first album, Arctic Monkeys, stuff like Nicky Rush. So that's what made it work. That's what made it brilliant. Was it wasn't low common denominator cultural references. That's what made it amazing. And putting it in at this point is okay. I think I don't mind it because it's not that kind of song. It's not that kind of album. It's using it as a metaphor, so I don't see a big problem with it. It's the B flat bit I don't like. It makes me a bit. I don't know. It makes me go a bit like, does that make me cringe or not? And I think it's because I don't like. And I know he does it again when it doesn't bother me, so I'm being hypocritical because I think he does it on Tranquility. But there's something about musicians referencing a musical thing that makes me cringe. And I never, Alex very rarely, I know he makes a lot of people cringe a lot, but he very rarely makes you cringe. But I do like the reference to Muhammad Ali. That's a clever one as well. Like she floats like a Nicky Rush. Although I was trying to actually put that into the metaphor and what it actually means. So I guess because what's the original phrase means? He floats like a, obviously like a bee. It means his moves are, his movement is incredible,
Graceful.
but he's not soft with his punch. You know, he's graceful, but his punch is fucking incredible. So her flow, her movement, the way that she is like a Nicky Rush. So it's kind of this intense like head fuck basically. I would imagine is what he means. But then she stings like a B flat. I guess a B flat is a bum note, isn't it? On a keyboard, a B flat is like a drum. So her sting, like, because he's already said that she can rip mirrors off. So I imagine what he's saying is she's incredible, but when she wants to bite at you, it's fucking rough. You know, which again, that kind of girl is the same kind of girl we're describing, really. She can get you. She can be vicious if she wants to be.
Yes, I'm trying to. Oh, maybe it does. I'm not sure. I want to know if it actually does go into B flat on that line because that would be a superb like meta
Ooh, I don't know if I
thing.
like
Just
that
just
either,
like
really.
the I can raise you up another semitone and then the song goes up another semitone in 4 out of 5. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if there's just something about the B flat. I don't know. Yeah, that's why I'm being hypocritical because I like it can raise you up another semitone. That's exactly what I meant. I like that it works, but for some reason there's something about you know what it is. It's because it's not just that he's making a musical reference, which I don't always like. It's the fact that he's using it in this reference to the Muhammad Ali line, and it's like she stings like a B flat, and I just think it's a bit. I think like it's one of those lines that it feels like a lesser writer would have written, and I hold him to such high regard that I can't. I can't. I expect more of him than that kind of slightly lazy. It's one of those lines that a lesser songwriter writes, like me when I was trying to write songs, and I write it like when I was trying to do a Suck It and See type song, and I wrote what was something about Lucozade, wasn't it? I wrote a line like she's like Superman on Lucozade or something, and I thought, yeah, fucking that's brilliant, but it's fucking awful, and I just think it's like one of them. You think you can do that, but you can't, and he's normally above that. He's normally the one that can do it and get away with that kind of stuff. But this just feels a bit low for me. It's a bit of a low point in this is like one of two that I don't like out of his entire category of lyrics. So let's not. And it's not like it, you know. It's not like I think it's that bad. It doesn't put me off the song. But whenever I hear it, I just
be a lot more critical of that if it was an album track. I think, but with it being shunted around the B side, you can kind of be like, okay.
I think as well if I was playing it to someone and they notice that lyric and they're a bit of a music fan, they might be like, I think it would. I wouldn't showcase it to showcase it to make someone like him and not think that he's not the knobhead cringy guy that people have put him down as because of the Brit speech. You know what I mean? It wouldn't. That would kind of ruin that. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. It's difficult that I don't want to be too harsh on it, but it's just something that makes me. It's what I mean is I don't know if I don't like it, and it's very rare that I don't like a or that a lyric makes me go, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fair.
So the fact that that's happened is I'm just comparing him to a standard that he's set.
Yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah, so it's not. I mean, I just expect so much better of him. But maybe some people really like it, and it's just me being maybe it's just a thing that is specific to me that I don't like it. Maybe other people do.
No, I
think it's a
must
great
admit,
line.
I've got.
I can't say it is a B flat when he says B flat. If you're
Yeah,
playing it
I
on
thought
guitar,
so.
you'd play a B bar chord. So yeah, so yeah, it is a B flat. So that, I guess that's kind of cool. But yeah, just I don't know how the lyric process works, but we know it's a lot more collaborative than we thought. So I'm surprised that the rest of the band didn't. It's funny because I don't feel weirded out by a line like Moon's side boob, but this makes me cringe. It's just a very specific thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people do cringe at a lot of Tranquility, and I don't. So yeah, that's just a personal thing, maybe. Yeah. I just think he's better than that.
It's all relative.
Yeah, it's all relative. It's all relative. So yeah, and then the rest of the song repeats, but I think quite a simple song, but some very good metaphors, particularly in the opening, and the chorus specifically is an excellent, very original chorus, very original lyric, very that whole Cadillac. It really puts the image in your head, and it's very original. It's very it's very cinematic. It's very it's a very cinematic image. The thought of a girl in a car, Cadillac, putting a lippy on, stuff like that. It invokes a certain
you can see it,
sort of LA cinema film. Yeah, very good stuff. But we don't have a John Kennedy. We're out of the Johns, unfortunately. We got no Johns.
I can't wait to have him back.
Yeah, good old John for AM as well. Maybe it's the series with Nick as well, pissing him off.
I think it might be. I've got a sneaking feeling, but I
think it's not Tranquility that Nick's on. It's definitely not Tranquility. I actually think Tranquility might just be Alex, but
it is.
It's
Alex
not
did it all
Tranquility.
on his own.
And the car is Matt and Alex again, because that was quite recent, obviously, that we heard that.
Yeah.
But unless it's one, obviously in the first album, and it wasn't Humbug. So unless it's Paperless Nightmare the next song, which would be very bizarre, because I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. I think AM's Nick. I'm sure.
It's not, because his voice is extra deep. It's AM. His voice wouldn't have been that deep back then.
Yeah.
It is AM.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, because he's clearly. I maybe when we recently wrote, but I got the impression that he was pissing John off when I was listening to it. But
I seem to remember it being the case as well, like from when I heard it first time round.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's the one. Yeah.
So should we do our favorite lyrics then?
Too busy with the mind on clever lines.
Why not the Rounders picture? A song that we were talking about in our Patreon Shadow Puppets coverage that we released on the 18th for subscribers, wasn't it, Nick? Because of the lines reference and how I tried to make Bakery into a song about cocaine, which I think if you listen to the episode, there was one too many coincidences for my liking. But yeah, go on. What's your favorite lyric?
Probably the whole Cadillac section ending in that meant she had never had to strain her back when she was putting her lippy on. But it's tough because Time Tastes Bland when she's not around is also fantastic. Both of the metaphors that he uses in this are great.
Yeah, I think. Oh well, more than that, the beacon one at the start as well. I would probably.
Yeah, sorry, that one is 3.
I would probably say that as well. I'd say the chorus is my favorite set of lyrics, and she snapped wing mirrors off of Cadillacs, the particular pretty ones, and that meant she never had to strain her back when she was putting her lippy on.
Excellent.
I just love that, and I love it as a chorus as well. It's really good sound as well. Yeah, the way he sings it as well with the wing mirrors off a Cadillac.
There's your chorus, Noel.
Oh, there's a multitude of choruses coming up. So yeah, favorite musical moment.
Bad sounds in your ear that make you get up and down.
It's got a bit of lead
I'm
guitar
gonna-
for me. The
Lead as well.
the one that
Yeah.
comes second chorus out to the outro solo stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent sound. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
that's
good
it.
stuff.
So,
We kind of already covered the hot take, but I think we should make a decision on it. So let's do it. Seeing as though we're just going to be a shorter, we're in the B-sides now, so the episodes are a bit shorter. Let's do it.
She flicks a red hot revelation off the tip of her toe.
So would you take us any songs off Suck It and See and put this on? There's only really two
See, the
viable
obvious
candidates for this
candidate-
question in this era as B-sides. So this is one of
Yes.
them.
I mean, the obvious candidate for being removed from the album, if we had to take something off the album to replace this with, then it's going to be Brick by Brick.
Ooh, do you think so? I thought you were going to say Library Pictures.
Well, that'd be my choice. My choice would be Library Pictures, but I think the majority
The fans.
the majority of fans, I think, if you were to ask them to remove a song from Suck It and See at the expense for a B-side, they'd pick Brick by Brick. I'd pick Library Pictures, which I think would be spot on because as we discussed, that's where we think this song would fit on the album, around Library Pictures, All My Own Stunts, Reckless onto
After
Reckless
Hellcat.
Serenade. So,
Oh, sorry, after Don't Sit Down. No, after Hellcat, yeah. I wouldn't.
well, you couldn't have this before Hellcat.
No. I actually think, yeah. So you wouldn't take off All Mine Stunts for it? Definitely not.
I don't think I would. No.
No, me neither. I like All Mine Stunts. I mean, it's probably going to be. We'll see where it goes in the list, but like on Suck It and See, it's tough. So you know. But I think I would, and only because I love Library Pictures and I like it being on the album and it's a fun album. But the reason why I might is because I think this is a stronger song in terms of a song, and it would be quite nice to be there and it would work as a flow, as a flow for the album. And I think I'd get just as much enjoyment out of Library Pictures as a B-side. Because the reason I've come to the decision that I would take Library Pictures off and put this on is that if we lived in the opposite universe and we were having a discussion and you said to me, would you take off Blond-O-Sonic, Shimmer Trap and put Library Pictures on to Suck It and See? I think my answer would be no. So I guess that tells you, if you look at it from the other way around.
And I think Library Pictures would fit better with You and I and Evil Twin as B-sides as well.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
It also feels like they'd be a nice trio that are kind of similar.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah, actually, yeah, surprisingly, even though I don't want to tinker with Suck It and See, his favourite album, I think I would put this on there over Library Pictures.
Yeah.
Just for more flow than anything. And I think it is a great song. Although I'd be more annoyed about the B-flat thing if it was on the album, probably. So
Yeah, well, exactly like I said before, like if it was if it's buried in the B-sides, but if it was an album track, then yeah, it might change your whole outlook on the album.
But because then I'd
Even
have
though
two
you didn't
lyrics. Well, I'd have two lyrics on the album that I don't like, which would mean that it would be a bit ridiculous for that to be my favourite album, I guess, when I don't have issues with lyrics on any of the other albums. But this, it still would be. It's a beautiful album. But that could change. Tranquility is in the running. So, but yeah, I think so. I think I would take it off. Yeah, I think that's the way we should always approach that question. Is if it was the other world, would you put that song back on for it? And if you say no, then that means that you should take it off. But
Yes.
but yeah, so there you
Yeah,
go.
I think that's a good way of looking at it, and I've never thought about it that way before. Well, we've covered
It's kind of parallel
information.
universe introspection that you get from me, Nick.
Exactly.
Can we
Please
just
say no,
briefly
I'm not going to reply to that. No point.
briefly, if as we're in the new year, discuss the Patreon, what we've got planned, so people in case they want to join.
Yes, so we have 40 odd episodes in to our subscriber content, and
40,
there's
40
all manner
Three out
of
of
stuff
44
there.
at this point.
Yeah,
Would you
well, it's
believe?
40 odd, isn't it?
Yeah, just being specific. Because I put the number in yesterday when I was uploading something.
Okay, yeah. Tell people what we've got on there. Obviously, we started out doing the Last Shadow Puppets tracks.
Yeah, we've
finished,
got
finished
Shadow
the first
Puppets,
era
yeah.
and we're into the second one. But there's so much more stuff, isn't there?
Well, we've done Miracle Aligner and an Aviation, but we'll be doing this month. We'll be doing Everything You Come to Expect. Is that no Dracula Teeth? Sorry, Dracula Teeth. Is the
Dracula
next
Teeth next.
one. Doing Dracula Teeth and. I mean, there's past stuff in there. We always talk about the submarine one that we quite like. I always think the Matt Helder's birthday episode is a fantastic bit of musical stuff. So if you want to hear a really packed out musical episode, then go subscribe to that. But you'll have to subscribe to that on Patreon if you want to hear that, because Spotify blocked it a year after it came out for some copyright reasons, or Apple. But I think they're the sort of highlights. I think I like all the if you like watch alongs, then there's plenty of them as well. But I think the Shadow Puppet stuff's really good. It's just like this, but for Shadow, it's exactly the same format as this, but it's the Shadow Puppet. So if you're, an Alex fan overall, then there's no reason why you wouldn't want to go listen to it. And you also, if you sign up to that, you also get to pick a random song by any band that we'll do an episode like this on. We'll do a bespoke episode for you. We've got one coming up in the new year that we're doing. Somebody that subscribed in the summer before we took a break, so we need to do that. And we're going to do Justin subscribed today, guest of the show. So I texted him reminding him he can do a song, and he said he's been thinking about nothing else all morning. So I'm sure we're going to get a good song sent over.
But even if you
He didn't
don't
say it
want
in that
any
camp
of
over the top way like I did then. He just said,
No, he did. He did. In my mind, he did. In my mind, he did. Even if you're not interested in any of the subscriber content, but you enjoy the main show and want to chuck us £3 a month, because our time ain't free, baby.
That's nice, yeah. Well, yours very much is, but mine isn't. No, I'm busy. But
Email your invoice, by the way, for tonight.
Technically, your life isn't worth insuring, Lynn. I think the pre-show stuff with the albums that we do now is good. We didn't do it at first, but it's something that we brought in the start of this year, and I think the random stuff was good. But now we started incorporating albums that run alongside the actual songs. Yeah, so we still do random ones when we can't think of anything that fits, but we just did Stone Roses last week for That's Where You're Wrong, and we did Caitlin Rose, who covered the Arctics, Love's Laser Quest and Power Driver Waltz. We just did that. And we did her today, and next week we're doing Cage the Elephant, Self-Titled Debut, then that's for IDST, then is the next piece had Little Illusion Machine, we're doing Colour of the Trap. But because Alex wrote a lot of it, so we're doing Miles' debut solo album because Alex wrote a lot of it, and Miles is on Little Illusion Machine, obviously, because Alex wrote a lot of it. Just don't want to put people off from subscribing by mentioning Miles too much. Yeah. And then we're doing Evil Twin. What are we doing before Evil Twin? Did we have anything for that?
Evil Twin. We've not decided on anything yet, but I've got a couple...
I think we. You know what? I thought of something the other day, and I was going to text you saying, "Why? When are we going to do this? Because we need to do it." So I will have to try and think of that. We need to do one of it. Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was something. I thought, why have we not done this? But yeah, we'll try and have a think of one for that. If not, we'll just do a random one, which is always fun. We found some cracking. I found one of my favorite albums of all time recently. So a little unknown band that I'd never heard of. So in fact, that's 2 now that are my favorite. Well, 3. Haven't we found another great band that we both love now? Another great album that we both love doing that. We found 2 anyway, and I also found the Kiss album, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. That
you're obsessed with, yeah.
I'm going to buy the rights to it as soon as I can. But and then we're doing Richard Hawley album that you're going to be selecting for you and I. And then obviously we do some. Oh, that was it. I said, when are we going to do it? Alexandra Savior. I was thinking the other day, her album with that might be later. Would you think so? I don't know if it should be. I don't know when it would be. We're going to have to discussion about that. When
it might end up being Tranquility.
God, I could work with Monster Truck or something, I guess, with the verses.
Yeah.
But it could also work in between that with I think it could work with anything on it. It could work with Number One Party.
This has gone from us pushing the Patreon to
just scheduling. Anyway, so yeah, but that's all the content we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna have loads for AM, obviously influence hip hop. It's gonna be hip hop heavy, isn't it? And stuff.
Yeah, Aaliyah,
Dre,
Sessions.
So yeah, come and join us. Come and stay with us. I didn't get it again. I'm never gonna get it.
You've only got like a series and a half.
I'm gonna have to revise it. Maybe when we're, I have to do it. I might have to do a Christmas of Tranquility to try and get it in my head.
I'm gonna make a special jingle for you getting that wrong when we get to that series.
So yeah, we're going to be doing loads of, and I think we've done quite a lot since we came back because we felt bad that we took the time off. We've done a hell of a lot of content since we came back, haven't we, on for subscribers? So I think we're pretty much on track, and we'll be doing loads more. I know there's quite a few watch-alongs we want to do. It's only a matter of time before we do Glastonbury 2013 as well. In all
It's
of
the
its
most
glory.
cumbersome way anyone has ever advertised for people to chuck cash at them in the.
Well, you know what? I
podcast.
think it's good. I think, we always do it in a little way, and you get over it with an ad. I think people just skip the ad and they skip it. But I like to think if you have a little bit of, look, this is what we're planning. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have a good year with content. Come and join us. Start of the year, everyone's feeling a bit chipper. Got a bit of extra money because they're not going out drinking for dry January. I think you might get a bit, Nick. So you're in for
Right.
December mode, mate. I'm in 2025 mode.
God, you come
I'm in
from
the future.
This is mad.
Yeah, I'm Tranquility Base, Holt and Casino.
This music sounds like it comes from space. So we have pushed the subscriber content. We have heard the song. We've had information on the song. We've had reviews. We've talked about the music. We've talked about the lyrics. We've covered our favorite music moment, our favorite lyrical moment of the song. Only one thing left for us to do, and that is the thing we do every week, where Dan has enlisted the collaboration of artificial intelligence. That was such a smooth.
And we're going. It was nice.
I've been doing some really smooth links on my podcast recently. I've been like, I've gone full like North Norfolk digital, and it's fucking great. It feels fantastic. Yes, Dan has enlisted the collaboration of artificial intelligence to
I'm
help
glad for
him
you.
write a description for the next episode.
Push the button and we'll do the rest.
IDST feels like the soundtrack to a fleeting moments on a dusty school bus ride, where boredom breeds creativity and mischief. The initials, if destroyed, still true, scrawled on bathroom mirrors and scratched into the backseat vinyl, are a time capsule of youthful rebellion and undying declarations of love or loyalty. It's the sound of teenage permanence in a world that's constantly moving. Picture it, the hum of the bus engine, the chatter of classmates, the rhythmic jolt of potholes. A drawing compass becomes a graffiti artist's tool, etching clandestine messages that will last longer than the crush you wrote them for. Sunlight streams through smudged windows, illuminating a world that feels both infinite and confining. The repetition of IDST echoes like a mantra of adolescence, each chant vibrating with the thrill of breaking rules and the naive hope that some things, friendships, first loves, inside jokes, will survive the wreckage of time. It's quirky, wistful, and deeply nostalgic, like flipping through an old notebook and seeing the name you once couldn't stop writing. Oh, the AI really went deep with that one, didn't they? Like it didn't just take. There's nothing in the song about that, so it's just taken. It's getting good, that AI. I said that on Miracle Liner when we introduced Dracula Teeth. It's getting scarily good because that's prompted what IDST is referencing, but isn't in the actual song.
God knows what's going to happen for what the AI is going to be like for Tranquility. We'll have a moment at the Tranquility AI where we're just like, Alex was right.
What's the A going to be like for AM? It's going to be sexy. It's going to be sexy AI. It's going to be like that new film with Megan Fox on Netflix. It's going to be
Finally, sex robots. Finally,
Yeah,
I've been
that
waiting
is
for
really-
Tomorrow's World.
Yeah, that is really. I could see you with that in about 15 years. That's like, I think that's
That's a long time.
yeah, probably too long for you actually, with the way you're going. So, but anyway, happy New Year and many happy. Well, you just say many happy returns for New Year, do you? That wouldn't make sense, would it?
I don't say happy.
What's
New
that? Do you say anything else after it?
Happy returns anytime. All the best, I say after Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All the best.
All the best.
All the best.
It sounds like a Carl Pilkington Rockbusters clue. You know the one where he adds the Christmas stuff into him that don't change. The thing he's like, oh, and Merry Christmas.
I used to know someone that we were selling a surveyor product, and a chartered surveyor. So he used to posh it up on the phone to make himself sound like a chartered surveyor, even though he's from Stockport. And at the end, he always used to go, all the best at the end. So that's ruined for me now whenever anyone says it to me. But yeah, no, Happy New Year. I mean, that's because I won't say it after. In fact, if we weren't recording this before, I don't say Happy New Year after the first week, I think. So we're just on the cut-off today. I won't say it again after that. I think anyone that says Happy New Year after a week after New Year today should be shot.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who says it 5 minutes after midnight should be shot for me. It's done. Get on with the year.
No, love.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. You got no one to say it to. Sorry, don't know why it's turned into. It's December.
Give Nick a kick in night tonight. New year, new Dan. Happy New Dan, everybody. Say goodbye to the nice people, Dan.
See you in the funny pages of 2025.
Don't Believe the Hype is hosted and produced weekly by Nick Lee and Dan Holt. Music used in the titles is royalty-free music courtesy of Les FM. Don't forget to subscribe on your podcast player of choice to be notified every Wednesday when a new episode is released. And if you want to help us out further, be sure to like and review to help make us more visible to like-minded souls. We will see you next week with more of the same.